Ward Brower was here.
Flashback.
Okay, I'm going to make a motion to open the town board meeting for February 2nd, 2026 at 7 p.m.
Bingham will second.
Call the question.
Rivera, aye.
Bingham, aye.
Richardson, aye.
Stevens, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
And community announcement. Here's your reminder that the meeting room doors back in this section, please do not enter through them for the remainder of the cold weather, as we're experiencing some issues with the hardware and the alarm system. So please enter and leave through the main entrance on the upper level. We have a tax collector's notice, Val.
Yes, so I'm happy to announce that we are 77% collected today. Today is actually the last day for payments for the penalty-free period. Starting tomorrow, there will be a 1% penalty increase to the base amount. This past Friday, we were here until 6 p.m. We had quite a number of residents that took advantage of those extended hours. We'll be offering that again the end of February and the end of March. Again, please be sure to include your phone number on your checks. Like today was the last day, we were fortunately able to get in touch with residents if any checks came back so that they did avoid getting hit with that second penalty. So we can't stress that enough. And we look forward to another successful 2 months.
One other thing, the last day for February, you will also be staying open late till 6.
Yep. February 27th from 4 to 6 and March 31st from 4 to 6.
Thank you.
Blood drive at Sacred Heart Church. Mary, do you want to go ahead?
Sure. Due to the weather, when they originally scheduled it, we had all that snow, so it has now been rescheduled for Sunday, February 15th, Sunday, February 15th from 9 to 3 p.m. at the Sacred Heart School Gym. Same thing as before, make sure you eat before you go, and every little bit helps, so if you can donate blood, blood supplies in New York are very low, so it would be greatly appreciated by a number of people. I forgot what the television ad said, like 1 pint of blood donated can help like 7 people, so please donate if you can.
Thank you. And Beth, do you want to talk about the free Narcan training with the county?
Yes, absolutely. So in case you're not familiar, Narcan training is giving you the skills that you need to apply a medication to help someone that's experiencing an opioid overdose. And so this is a response training for that. This is being sponsored by our county. It looks like there are numerous events coming up. February, March, April, yes, every month for the next year. But for the next one, I'm going to go down to the flyer here. February 7th from 1 to 2. This is in Goshen. I have an address of 30 Harriman Drive. Do we know what that place is?
I'm not sure.
Okay, well, we'll look it up for the next time. Again, you can learn information about opioids and how they work. Overdose trends here in Orange County. We do have a wonderful community coalition that puts a great deal of focus on this in our local community for our youth here in Monroe Woodbury. And this is just one of the things that they would connect us to help people learn about how to use Narcan nasal spray.
It looks like 30 Harriman Drive is the mental health campus for the county. So,
Thank you.
auxiliary murder.
That one? Okay, so the Ladies Auxiliary Murder Mystery is going to take place on Saturday, February 7th. Time of the door opening will be 6 p.m., and the show is going to start at 7 p.m. The snow date is February 8th at 4, so all of you Super Bowl fans, make sure you ask for no snow so the show can take place on Saturday. It will be held at the Lakeside Fire and Rescue Company, which is at 147 West Monbassia Road in Monroe. The cost is $45 per person. And if you would call Laura at 325-8238. And they will also have K&K catering truck there from 6 to 7:30, so if you don't feel like cooking dinner, it's a good place to get a meal, and coffee and cake will be provided. It should be a fun activity.
Thank you. Now we have winter weather ordinances reminders, and with that, I just want to, again, thank our highway department, specifically Bill Brown, who's here tonight, and every single one of his crew, and also his secretary, Angelina, for managing and preparing and cleaning all night in the past snowstorm. I got so many comments regarding that the town of Monroe was the best-looking municipality in Orange County. You put every other to shame. We're very proud of you. I don't know if you want to read the winter weather reminders or if you want me to do it. So to help Bill and his crew do the best for the town, we'd like to remind residents that there are important local ordinances that are in effect during winter weather to ensure the safety and allow for efficient snow and ice removal. So deposits of snow and ice on roadways are prohibited. So no person or corporation may deposit, throw, place, or strew stones on any town street or highway, and this includes pushing or plowing snow from private property, driveways, and parking areas into roadways. Obviously, doing so creates hazardous conditions and interferes with the hard work our crew does. Please remember that there are parking restrictions in place during snowfall and icy conditions, so do not park any vehicle on a public road located in the town of Monroe whenever snow is falling or ice is forming on the road, and when such conditions have been forecasted. So once snowfall starts or ice begins to form, parking is prohibited on all public roads until they have been treated or plowed and cleared to the curb or edge of the pavement. So vehicle owners and operators must move or cause their vehicles to be moved so they don't hinder snow removal or any other treatments. These regulations are essential to keeping the town roads safe and accessible during the winter weather events, and they make what Bill and his crew does possible. So thank you for your cooperation on behalf of the town and our highway department. I feel like we should give him a round of applause though.
Thank you very much.
Great job, Bill.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay. Next item is the library boost box, and Mary, you had brought that one to the table, so go right ahead.
Okay, the Monroe Free Library has a energy assessment tool, and it's called a Boost Box. They have 3 of them. I believe 2 are for iPhones and 1 is for an Android phone. And the kits were originally from Orange and Rockland. The Home Boost Kit is a do-it-yourself home energy assessment kit. As I said, you need your smartphone, and there's a little adapter that plugs into your smartphone or your regular iPhone or Android phone, as I said before, and it will guide you through all the steps you need to do. One of them may be like take a picture of your door, and it'll see how much energy or heat you're losing from the door. Go to the next room, and it'll guide you step by step. So it's really a very useful thing to have, especially because the weather has been so cold and everybody's probably been burning oil, gas, electricity, so it really helps. Then after that's all done, it's uploaded, and as I said, all the instructions are in this boost box. You will get a free custom assessment report from O&R providing you with suggestions on how to make your home more energy efficient, and the kits are free from, as I said, the Monroe Free Library. You need your library card, and just in case you don't have one, you can sign up right then and there. So thank you.
Sounds great. There's one more community announcement. Val, did you want to discuss this one?
Sure. So this is a Canvas and Cocoa. It's a kind of a paint and sip event. It's Friday, February 6th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at St. Paul Lutheran Church, 21 Still Road in Monroe, New York. Registration is required. Space is capped out at 40. 12 years and older is $40. Kids under 12 must be accompanied by an adult and would pay a combined fee of $65. This is posted on our website for anyone interested, and there is a QR code for you to scan.
You have one more thing.
And I have one more thing. AARP is offering tax services. Now, they are not CPAs, but they are trained by AARP on how to handle taxes, applying for your 1040s or 1040As or whatever tax form you have. And there are also some of those packets available at the senior center that you can start filling out before. So the senior tax help will be available from 9 to 2 every Friday, starting this Friday at the senior center. And as I said, they're not CPAs, but they are trained by AARP, and they've been doing this for several years, and I know the seniors have enjoyed this service.
Thank you.
Mary, that's every Friday through what? Tax day?
Yes, through the first week in April, I believe.
Okay, moving on to the acceptance of minutes. I make the motion that the Town Board of the Town of Monroe accepts the January 20th, 2026 meeting minutes.
Rivera will second.
Call the question.
Rivera, aye.
Bingham, aye.
Richardson, aye.
Stevens, aye.
Scancarello abstain.
We have some budget transfers. So be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Monroe makes a motion to approve budget transfer abstract 2025-13 totaling $257,580 for 2025 expenditure adjustments.
Bingham will second.
Call the question.
Rivera, aye.
Bingham, aye.
Richardson, aye.
Stevens, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Thank you. 7.2, budget transfer. So be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Monroe makes a motion to approve the budget transfer abstract number 2025-14 totaling $31,719 for 2025 expenditure adjustments.
Bingham will second.
Call the question.
Rivera, aye.
Bingham, aye.
Richardson, aye.
Stevens, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Thank you. Have so the Town Board of the Town of Monroe makes a motion to approve budget transfer abstract 2026-15 totaling $95,263.42 for 2025 expenditure adjustments.
Bingham will second for discussion. I think there's a typo, because if you look at the actual abstract, it says 2025-15.
Yeah, I saw
so,
that and
yeah.
read that it was 2025 adjustments as
Yeah.
well, but then I see date of audit is February 2nd, 2026, so the actual, let me check this. It's 20,
The abstract, yeah.
so just amend the motion to reflect the fact that the abstract number is actually 2025-15. And do you want to
Rivera will second.
second? Call the question.
Rivera, aye.
Bingham, aye.
Richardson, aye.
Stevens, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Thank you. Good catch, Mary. And now we're on to new business. So we have the approval of the MS4 Stormwater Pollution Prevention Plan for the ONR substation on Forest Street. Did everyone get a chance to review this or feel like they have any questions regarding this?
I'd like to make the motion, if nobody has any questions, that we authorize the supervisor to sign the MS4 agreement, MS4 SWPP acceptance form prepared by MHE for the Orange and Rockland Forest Street substation.
Does she have a second?
Rivera will second.
Call the question.
Rivera, aye.
Bingham, aye.
Richardson, aye.
Stevens, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
So we have the NYMER contract renewal. Darius, do you know if Tim got back to me? I didn't check before.
On which policy was this?
So we were all set to renew. We told him to go ahead, and then Councilwoman Bingham noticed that there was a law enforcement carve-out, and we don't know if the outgoing administration had mentioned plans for future law enforcement. However, we do not have that.
That's not part of the policy right
It's
now?
not part of the budget. We don't have any existing officers, therefore we don't need insurance coverage for that.
I would approve the policy, and then we'll talk to him, and if there's a refund for the premium, we can get it back.
Yeah, my thought process is it's fine to approve tonight, and then if we don't have something or something drops off the policy, that's never an issue of approving and signing a contract, so much as an adjustment that can happen later on.
We could have a refund.
Okay, sounds good. So I'm gonna make a motion that I'm sorry, is this a signature to authorize for me to sign? All right,
Yes.
someone else has to make this motion.
I'll make a motion for the supervisor to sign the authorization to renew the contract with NYMER. I don't have a dollar amount.
Rivera will second.
One second.
Subject to attorney approval. I would like to add that to my motion.
You can just say that it's for the 2027 contract period. When it's signing a contract, I don't think we have to authorize the expense of funds so
Okay.
much as just my signing the contract, correct?
So the motion would also be for 2026 to 2027 NYMER contract.
Stevens will second.
Call the question.
Rivera, aye.
Bingham, aye?
Richardson, aye.
Stevens, aye.
Cancarello, aye.
So I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Aaron Hughes as our new zoning board of appeals alternate, slot number 1.
Term to expire?
Oh, yes, thank you.
I thought we added that in.
12/31/26.
You did. Term to expire 12/31/2026.
Stevens will second.
Thank you. Call the question.
Rivera, aye.
Bingham, aye?
Richardson, aye.
Stevens, aye.
Cancarello, aye.
Sounds good. Congratulations, Aaron. So now it is time to authorize Carlos Martinez. So be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Monroe authorizes Carlos Martinez as full-time dial-a-ride bus driver at a rate of $22.47 per hour effective February 3rd, 2026, after receiving pre-approval by Orange County and subject to meeting all town and county requirements, including drug screening.
Bingham will second.
Call the question.
Rivera, aye.
Bingham, aye?
Richardson, aye.
Stevens, aye.
Cancarello, aye.
Thank you. Congratulations, Carlos. Welcome to the Town of Monroe.
Supervisor, if we could just go back a second to the appointment of Aaron Hughes. Who seconded that?
Beth.
Thank you.
So now that we have Harris Beach as our main law firm, the Town Board of the Town of Monroe would like to appoint Chris Feldman on behalf of Harris Beach Murtha as the attorney/firm handling all future Town of Monroe tax certiorari cases at a rate of $275 per hour.
Stevens will second.
Call the question.
Rivera, aye.
Bingham, aye?
Richardson, aye.
Stevens, aye.
Cancarello, aye.
Now we have a Highway Department item, so they are seeking pre-approval for the purchase of a used truck. Boys and their toys. All right. So be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Monroe pre-authorizes the purchase of a used dump truck with a purchase price not to exceed $35,000 at the discretion of the highway superintendent. At this time, no specific vehicle has been identified.
Rivera will second.
Call the question.
Rivera, aye.
Bingham, aye?
Richardson, aye.
Stevens, aye.
Cancarello, aye.
I want to drive it, Bill. That's the only condition. That should have been in the motion.
You have to have a CDL.
So the Village of Harriman has submitted their request for the, let's say, renewal of their tax exempt parcels that qualify within the Town of Monroe. I reviewed this, and so did our property tax assessor as well as the attorney. They don't have any controversial parcels. It's all municipal purpose parcels. So I'll make the motion that the Town Board of the Town of Monroe authorizes the tax exemption of all qualifying Village of Harriman municipally owned parcels within town-only jurisdiction outlined in RPTL 406-3.
Stevens will second.
Call the question.
Rivera, aye.
Bingham, aye?
Richardson, aye.
Stevens, aye.
Stankarello, aye.
And we have a more detailed request from the Village of Chester, so they actually have an IMA. Does someone have to make this motion on my behalf again?
Because you'll sign it.
Okay. Mary, do you want to make the motion?
Sure, I'll make a motion that the town of Monroe authorizes the supervisor to sign the outlined intermunicipal agreement regarding tax exemption for the Village of Chester properties within the town of Monroe pursuant to RPTL 406-3, under approval by, contingent upon approval of the attorney as well.
Rivera will second.
Call the question?
Rivera, aye.
Bingham, aye.
Richardson, aye.
Stevens, aye.
Stankarello, aye.
Thank you. All right, we're going to be away next week at training, next meeting at training for the Association of Towns. So I'd like to make a motion that the town board of the town of Monroe would like to reschedule the 2/16/2026 board meeting to February 23rd, 2026, due to both the holiday and the training course.
I'll second.
Call the question?
Rivera, aye.
Bingham, aye.
Richardson, aye.
Stevens, aye.
Stankarello, aye.
So we have a poignant letter of retirement that we are obligated to accept, though we don't want to. I have to make the motion that Patricia Cash is retiring from Deputy Town Clerk effective March 31st, 2026. And we just want to thank her for all her years of service to the town, and we're sorry to see her go. We'll miss her very much.
Bingham will second, accepting it regretfully. As you said, she's been a wonderful employee for a number of years, very dedicated, and we will miss her.
Call the question?
Rivera, aye.
Bingham, aye.
Richardson, aye.
Stevens, aye.
Stankarello, aye.
We have one more letter of resignation from, to accept, so I'd like to make the motion that the town board of the town of Monroe approves the resignation letter of Roberta McBride from the position of bookkeeper. And also the same thing, she's done an amazing job, she's carried this town, we're so sad to see her go, and we wish her all the best.
Is there an
Bingham will
effective
second.
date?
Oh, effective February 20th, thank you. It's February 20th, 2026. Someone,
Stevens will second.
call the question?
Rivera, aye.
Bingham, aye.
Richardson, aye.
Stevens, aye.
Stankarello, aye.
Did we reach public comment already?
We did.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ed. I have a motion from the floor regarding the dial-a-ride program. So as many of you may have seen on the news, strangely enough, we were in the senior center basement looking for space, office space for our dial-a-ride program to expand, and that's the positive part of the message. So we are trying to expand and grow our dial-a-ride program, which is an amazing, accessible program for senior citizens and anyone, honestly, in the community who would like to call for a ride. It's, curb to curb service, and also we have our wonderful express loop. So we are going to be relocating our dial-a-ride offices from their existing building to the lower level of the senior center. Our illustrious supervisor of transportation, Ed Morales, received 3 quotes, which the board has in front of us. And I would like to make the motion to accept Ali Brothers Construction LLC regarding the work site address 101 Mine Road for dial-a-bus services renovations, with the estimate in front of us for further labor on the project. Should I say, of $16,540, which goes below our bid requirement process.
You could just confirm, too, that they have insurance.
So subject to attorney's approval. Final approval.
I'll look at all that.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Sal. Call the question.
Rivera, aye.
Hingham, aye.
Richardson, aye.
Stevens, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
All right, and now we've reached public comment.
Carol Soteropoulos. Please announce your mic when you come up, please announce your name when you come up to the mic. Speak clearly, leave the mic in place, please, and you'll have 3 minutes.
You're going to
Thank
have
you.
to switch the microphone on, Carol.
Are on top.
Yeah, let me get.
We're all patient.
Dan, are you speaking? Dan? Are you,
Hello?
are you speaking too?
Thank you. Okay. Is it good? Yes. Can you hear me? Yes. Okay, so I did want to ask whether I could have about 40 to 45 seconds beyond the 3 minutes. Is that okay? Okay. It's hard to
Take 47
bring this down.
seconds.
47 seconds. Thank you.
Splurge, we'll splurge.
Thank you. Okay, so first of all, I'm here today on behalf of Hands Off Hudson Valley. That's our logo there, which is a local Monroe-based nonpartisan action group. Now, nearly 7 months ago, on July 14th, I came before this board to talk about the fears spreading through the Monroe immigrant community. I came at that time because the outsized budget for ICE that had just passed Congress could translate into very tempting funds offered to municipalities that would agree to cooperate and to enter into cooperating agreements with ICE. Imagine that at that time, the center of attention was on ICE actions in Los Angeles. It seemed so far away, the hideous Home Depot and farmland roundups that appeared on our TV screens back then. Perhaps you are aware, or not, that within 2 weeks of that July 14th meeting, ICE operations began in Monroe, and many since then. With all that we see daily on our TV screens in Minneapolis, Portland, both Oregon and Maine, Charlotte, etc., I'm sure you feel the urgency to get something done to protect the rights of all of us. For sure, you are aware of the planned detention center for Chester. I need not go into detail, but do want to inform you that community governing boards region-wide are adopting resolutions opposing it. The Chester Town Board passed such a resolution last Monday, and we anticipate the Orange County Legislature passing one this Thursday. Of course, we hope that you will be willing to join that effort, and I can help obtain examples. But today, I'm here before you about 2 important proposed bills coming before our state Senate and Assembly, legislation to protect immigrant rights. We are asking you to consider adopting resolutions in support of these bills. I have brought drafts of such resolutions and summary information about them, and I will distribute them. I wanted to email them, but somehow the email connection on my computer wouldn't go through to you. Anyway, so we are asking you to support these resolutions. One is the MELT Act, which stands for Mandatory End to Lawless Tactics. It's a rather clumsy name for what amounts to emphasis on existing laws that require all policing agents, aside from SWAT teams, to be clearly identified, with the added prohibition on being masked. Even the FBI favors this, as cases of imposters posing as ICE agents are on the rise. The second proposed resolution concerns the New York for All Act, which would prohibit state and local police officers from, 1, collaborating with ICE to enforce federal immigration laws, 2, from funneling people into ICE custody, and 3, from sharing sensitive information with ICE. It would prohibit ICE agents from entering non-public areas of state and local property without a judicial warrant, and would ensure that people in custody are given notice of their rights before being interviewed by ICE. These resolutions would be sent to our state senator, our assembly persons, the Speaker of the Assembly, the Senate President, the Lieutenant Governor, and the Governor. The Chester Town Board, in addition to passing a resolution opposing the detention center, passed this resolution in support of the MELT Act and has taken the draft resolution for the New York for All Act under consideration. Of course, you need time to review and consider these resolutions. I'm requesting these be on the agenda for the January 23rd board meeting. We have no time to lose. Not only will our immigrant neighbors benefit from the added protections, but most importantly, and we cannot stress this enough, from a lessening of the fears that have increased exponentially since that warm and sunny day in July when I last came before you. We hope you see this as we do, as a win-win proposal for everyone. Thank you, and I've brought along a request to be, for the agenda time for the
Give it to the clerk also.
Actually, if it's a request for agenda time, it goes
Oh,
to
okay.
the supervisor.
The resolutions will have to go
If
to.
somebody could help me to just, I brought copies of this. Okay, these are the draft resolutions. Now, if I can email them, then you could amend them. But these are hard copies and summaries of the resolution. So that you can see whether these are something that you would be entertaining to consider and more to go through also our town attorney, right? Extras. Again, thank you very much, and I want you to know, too, that I've been to the village board, okay, actually in December, and I'm going back tomorrow night. And so, yeah, we're actually also, there are people in Goshen who are going to bring this before their board, and Warwick, and they've already passed in several other towns, and if you want more information, I can share that with you. I don't want to go way beyond my time.
Thank you,
very
Carol.
much. Thank you.
Dan Burke, followed by Rick Colon.
Yeah, I wanted to jump up and say congratulations to Patty Cash on her retirement. It's always a pleasure to see her down there at the clerk's office, and she was always helpful. So thank you, Patty. And I think the public comments rules are going to have to be rewritten. I look over them all. There's a whole history to them. I mean, I can come up here and do my 3 minutes. I'm Dan Burke, elder statesman, Rye Hill Road, Village of Monroe, Town of Monroe. I can do my 3 minutes, but I think a town board member should be able to talk until the cows come home, because they represent their constituents, and the constituents want to know what they have to say, and they shouldn't be limited any kind of way at all. I mean, that's the way I think about it. And then everybody's looking at Minneapolis and Chester, and as it affects us, that facility in Chester, they're talking about 1,500 people daily. That's toilets, that's showers, that's kitchen stuff, that's sewage. And that's Village of Chester. It goes through the Moodna board controls the pipes from Chester past Walton Lake, past Round Lake, past the playground, and into the Harriman Treatment Plant, where they're up to 600 million gallons a day already. We're going to have to pay maybe another $1,000 each to get it up to 900,000 gallons. Who's going to handle all that sewage? And I think the county executive already made that point. So that facility won't be built because we won't allow it. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dan.
Rick Colon.
Don't you wish you knew?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rick Colon. I live on 31 Berwyn Road. I will open up with this. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. I've been to many countries, and I've worked almost 30 years in the New York State correctional facility system. And during that time, I've had to deal with a number of persons who came into this country illegally and committed the most heinous and violent crimes one can ever imagine. That does not paint a good picture over everyone who is involved in this, but the persons who have indulged in this and cooperated and actually have been paid to bring in these people over the border have done it. And believe me, they get paid, and paid well, almost $30,000 per person they've done. That's not a number I brought out of thin air. This is a number that has been told to me by persons who were incarcerated and were caught as human traffickers into this country. I don't agree with everything that ICE has done. I want to make that clear. Going into schools is a no-go to me. But we do have to protect our borders. And they do have to bring some kind of control over some of the hardcore tactics that have been taken. But I don't think a hands-off complete policy is called for, because they are a federal entity, which means they do have authority over local jurisdiction. At the same time, we have to remind the people who are in office in state and federal government that they have an obligation to keep an eye out to make sure that ICE doesn't exceed its mandate of apprehending persons that are here illegally. Now, you can come up with the fact that persons here, everyone here is an immigrant. That is not necessarily true. Puerto Ricans are not immigrants. As you may know or may not know, the island was taken over by the U.S. government after the Spanish-American War. But a lot of people who have come here as immigrants had to work their way up and through the system. All I am asking is that if these people are going to be here, and don't forget, through, I believe it was Jimmy Carter, first George Bush, Clinton, the second George Bush, Barack Obama, all have given clemency to those who came here illegally. Enough is enough. But we have to keep a mindset of how we are going to do this in an orderly fashion. It is at our doorstep, but I don't know if Monroe should even make a hands-off policy completely across the board.
And that's good on time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All for public comment.
Okay, thank you. You want to kick us off? Yeah.
So, being that I am the only Latino on this board, and being that many of the people in the Latino community did vote for me, and I appreciate that, I wanted to make a public statement. So when I was elected back in November and sworn into office in January with a solemn obligation to uphold the Constitution of the United States and to faithfully serve the people of this community, that oath is not symbolic, okay? It is a binding legal and moral commitment that guides every decision I make as a public official. The Constitution is not optional. It is not superseded by fear, political pressure, or administrative convenience. It establishes clear limits on government power, and those limits apply to every agency at every level of government, state, federal, and here, local. We are the people to get the, we are the people here at this board. We're the people to get this job done because we take that obligation very seriously. The Fourth Amendment guarantees freedom from unreasonable searches and seizures. The Fifth and 14th Amendments, correct me if I'm mistaken, Mr.
Doing pretty good.
The Fifth and 14th Amendments guarantee the due process and equal protection under the law. Courts have been clear time and again that these protections apply to all persons within the United States, not just citizens, not just those with the status, but all people. When federal immigration enforcement engages in warrantless detentions, coerced questioning, racial profiling, or collaboration practices that bypass judicial oversight, those actions raise serious constitutional concerns. Local governments are not required nor permitted to ignore such violations. Let me be clear, opposing unconstitutional conduct is not opposing the rule of law. It is defending it. Public safety depends on constitutional policing, when residents here or in Monroe or anywhere fear that any interaction with the government could lead to unlawful detention or deportation, that trust erodes. Victims stop reporting crimes. Witnesses stop cooperating. Communities become less safe. This is not speculation, it's well documented in constitutional jurisprudence and law enforcement best practices. Our position is grounded in federalism, a core constitutional value. The 10th Amendment makes clear that the federal government may not commandeer state or local resources to carry out federal enforcement priorities. Courts have consistently affirmed that local governments retain the authority and responsibility to decide how their resources are used and how their residents are protected. We will not allow our city or our town to be used as a vehicle for unconstitutional conduct. We believe in lawful governance, separation of powers, and accountability through the courts, not enforcement by overreach. We support immigration policies that are enacted by Congress, interpreted by the judiciary, and enforced within constitutional bounds, okay? What we do not support is the erosion of civil liberties under the guise of expediency, okay? So our approach is simple and principled. We comply with judicial warrants. We respect due process. We protect constitutional rights. We do not participate in actions that violate them. This is not radical. This is the rule of law as it was intended in the U.S. I know I'm being long-winded tonight, but please bear with me. History teaches us that constitutional rights are most vulnerable when they are politically inconvenient. Our responsibility is to ensure that the Constitution protects everyone, especially when it is hardest to do so. We are the right people to get the job done because we understand that defending civil liberties and maintaining public safety are not competing goals, okay? They are inseparable. A government that respects the Constitution earns legitimacy. A community that trusts its institutions is a safer, stronger community. This is the standard we were elected to uphold, and that is the work myself and my colleagues will continue to do. Thank you.
Well, you said that very well, and I'm just going to add very brief comments. The MELT Act and the New York for All Act, I would definitely be in support of them, so I'm sure our attorney will have something drafted for our next board meeting. And Dan Burke, the ICE facility will also have to be considered under secret review because it may impact Monroe as well, because the village of Chester receives its water from Walton Lake, which is in Monroe. So there would be an impact to Monroe as well. So I know we're all aware of that, and we will definitely be on top of that situation. And I thank everybody for realizing that as a government official, we do want to uphold the Constitution, and we definitely want to uphold the rights of our citizens. And if you're an immigrant, we don't want you to be afraid. We want you to realize we're here to work for you, and there has to be something done by Congress to make a pathway for all immigrants to become naturalized and become citizens if that is what they want. Thank you.
And as far as a town's perspective is concerned and what we as a municipality with local authority can do is follow up on the effect that the proposed use of the Chester warehouse will have on both our sewer and our water, as has been mentioned. So Walton Lake's water level, according to our Conservation Commission chairman, would drop significantly. and we already have concerns about Walton Lake's future as a freshwater drinking source. So I've already been in touch with the Chester Supervisor, Brendan Holdridge, about our concerns, what we can do as a town, as well with our planner / planning board chairwoman, Bonnie Franson, who has grave concerns as well over the impact to us, the neighboring municipality. So being the neighboring municipality, we typically have say in SECRA and other environmental application processes, and we're going to have to research this project and see which processes they are going through, as it seems they have found a strange loophole. I believe they're leasing the warehouse, so it's not being built with the intention of a detention center where we, as a municipality, would be able to weigh in from the beginning of the application in the normal process and be able to have that input and that impact. So just due to the timing and the nature of the application, as a town, we are circling the wagons, trying to figure out what we can do to avoid not only the smell of the sewage, but the smell overall of what's going on and taking place right now with ICE and with everything that has happened. I think my board members have put it beautifully so far that we are, law-abiding citizens. We have the intent of a free and unencumbered America, but watching the militarization of ICE is just not something that we can watch anymore, and especially if it comes knocking on our own door, we're not looking to turn a blind eye to the impact to our residents and our environment. That's not something that we would choose. So we will be looking into that, and thank you for everybody's thoughtful and respectful discourse on the topic tonight.
Yeah, I'll just reiterate exactly what I shared at the last board meeting, and it'll speak to both you, Rick, and to you, Carol, because my perspective recognizes both of your perspectives. You'll never hear me say abolish ICE, because I do believe that it is an important agency for both national and local security. Speaking to what you worked with, Rick, I do understand that. But speaking to what Carol's talking about, understanding how this is affecting our local communities, the humanity of it. And I spoke at the last town board meeting about, not using proper warrants, breaking civil rights, stopping people based off the color of their skin or the accent that they hear. The Photo News reported that I alluded to those things. I didn't allude to those things. It has been reported factually. We know that these things are happening. And again, speaking to the humanity of it, it is affecting our residents. I know mixed status families here in Monroe where the folks, that have been granted asylum, and even though they're going to their appointments, are staying in their homes. And it's the portions of their family members that are full legal residents that are the ones, going to work or going to the grocery store. But, we need to acknowledge how it is affecting our community. And knowing that facility is being proposed in our neighboring town, I can only see it getting worse. So again, I vehemently oppose the Chester ICE facility.
I have no comments.
Okay, with that, I'll make actually, is there any reason to enter into executive? All
I
right.
don't have anything tonight.
Okay, so it seems like I will make the motion to adjourn the meeting of February 2nd, 2026 at 7:49 p.m.
Second.
Call the question.
Rivera, aye.
Hingham, aye?
Richardson, aye.
Stevens, aye.
All right, have a good night, everyone. Drive safe.
Stay warm.